And welcome back to the Bees K-Spine Community Credit Union pregame show. I'm Dale Trivinos, sitting with the Bees outfielder, Aaron Shipman. Now, Aaron, what do you think of this rain?
Man, it seems like it's been a while since it's rained here. You know, we've been getting a lot of games in lately, so a lot of guys are excited to see it.
Okay, well, a couple random questions attached to the rain. First of all, think back to when you were a kid, maybe growing up. What were some of the things you liked to do when it was raining?
Dude, the first thing, when it started raining, the first thing I like to do is get under the covers and go to sleep. This
really?
is definitely sleep weather. I mean, ever since I was little, man. Even now, like, I get sleepy when it starts raining.
Hopefully the sun comes out before the game starts.
Exactly.
But how about this? Last thing I want to ask you about the rain. When it's raining and you're in uniform, you're with the team, maybe it might even rain during the game tonight, what are some of your favorite pranks or activities that the team might do or you might watch the team do associated with baseball when it's raining?
I know before Oberacker left, and some guys still do it, you know, when we're sitting around, somebody won't be paying attention, somebody will take some gum and blow a bubble, sit it on top of their hat, and they won't know it till maybe the fifth inning of the game when a fan starts laughing or somebody makes some kind of motion. So that's by far my favorite joke we do whenever it rains.
Is that something that you would do or would be done to you?
Most likely it would be done to me because I'm never really paying attention to what's on top of my head except because I always have my hat on, so I never know.
That and you fall asleep during rain.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's transition to tonight. The weather has obviously made the surface kind of wet. Does that affect you, especially in the outfield with the grass? Does it affect how you position yourself or the routes you might take?
It does. Whenever it starts raining, obviously the ball's going to be a little slower when it hits the grass, and it's going to be wetter. So you have to make sure you get on top of it. You know, got to make sure you don't get under too many balls because they'll go flying easily. And as far as routes, you got to be a little bit more direct. You know, fly balls will still be the same. You know, you just got to make sure that you got your feet under you, taking big, nice, good strides and whatnot, because choppy steps will make you fall in this type of surface. So I mean, it's the same game, but you just got to be a little smarter when it rains.
Well, it certainly sounds like you've thought about it, and which is probably very encouraging for a lot of Bees fans. And hopefully, obviously, everyone stays healthy with the wet weather.
Right.
Well, another thing I want to ask you about tonight's game, there's a lefty on the mound, Ryan Carpenter. Right. How do you go about attacking a left-hander?
Well, lefties, they've been giving our team some trouble lately, you know. But as far as I handle them, I try to hit the first thing smoking, man. If I can get a fastball early in the count, I'm trying to get out of there because with the lefty-on-lefty matchup, it's not easy, especially when they have a good breaking ball, you know, good off speed. So whenever a lefty's throwing, I usually try to attack a fastball early in the count.
It certainly sounds like a wise move. And you mentioned that the team has struggled with lefties on the mound. There's certainly a good mix of right-handers in the lineup tonight. But any idea, any theory as to why that might happen? Why it's been a struggle for the guys against lefties?
I just feel like, you know, some of the lefties that we've seen this year have good command. I mean, a lot of them are very good pitchers. I'm not taking away anything from any other guys, but for some reason this year we've run into some very, very crafty lefties. I mean, they really know how to command the zone. They have a pretty good out pitch is the main thing that's been giving us trouble. And then they locate the fastball. So those are basically the things that have been giving us trouble against lefties.
Well, hopefully, you know, with all that insight you just provided, you guys can figure them out tonight. Another thing for you, lefties, left-handed hitters are actually hitting 296 against this southpaw, so that kind of might work for you tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Nuke's a guy that kind of likes to look at the numbers and, you know, try to play the matchup, and obviously he's seen that stat as well, and he feels like, you know, maybe this guy isn't as good as lefties as other guys, so we'll get me and whoever we got another lefty in the lineup tonight too, Muncie. Me and Muncie will see what we can do as far as the lefty matchup.
Hopefully you get that fastball early in the count.
Right.
Maybe you can steal a base or two tonight too. Well, I want to ask you, you've been heating up slightly late. You're hitting over your average in the last 6 games or so, and you're hitting .333 in the last 2. But overall, it's been a little bit of a struggle for you this season.
Right.
What do you think that's due to?
I mean, obviously I broke from extended, you know. I mean, and I don't say that this is a problem, but you know, I got off to a slow start coming out of extended, trying to get over the injury a little bit, and got through right into the lineup, which is everything I asked for. But you know, I didn't quite get the start I wanted to get. You know, it seems like every year I kind of start out slow, but this year I started out slow, got a little hot, then went back to slow. So I've been going through a lot of adjustments, watching a lot of film. I've seen a lot of mechanical things I've been working on these past few games, which have really helped my swing path and whatnot. So I feel like my game's on the rise, man. A lot's been going wrong. I've been doing a lot of mechanical things that aren't too good for a hitter. But lately, I've been feeling pretty good, man. I feel like everything's coming together finally.
Well, you've certainly had some sharp hits lately as well. You mentioned a lot of things on the mechanics. Last time we talked, it was a while ago actually, we were talking about how the A's might have wanted you to be more aggressive, selectively aggressive.
Right.
Do you feel like your approach is settled right now, but you're just trying to fix those mechanical issues?
Right. I mean, I want to stay on the selective aggressive path. I mean, this year sometimes it's got me in trouble a little bit. I've struck out a little bit more than I really wanted to, but that comes with being more aggressive. So as far as that goes, yes, I would like to stay on that path as far as selective aggressiveness.
Two more questions for you, and it's regarding your year this year. Ship, obviously you are a highly touted prospect. You have a lot of tools, good head on your shoulders, and you have struggled at times this season. However, people are going to give you time to figure this out because you're young.
Right.
But do you ever think that maybe being young might be a disadvantage because some of these guys you're facing might have pitched either in pro ball or college ball before they met you?
Sometimes it crosses my mind, but other times, sometimes you just got to remember that baseball is baseball. They got to throw a strike. I got to be able to barrel it up, So, I mean, obviously some guys are going to be more seasoned because they played longer. They might be older. They might have a better feel for the game than I might have. But, I really don't see that as an excuse. Baseball is baseball. It is what it is. And I feel like once I finally figure it all out, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, well, it certainly looks like you're figuring things out recently. And tell you what, like you said, a rough start early on, that's not going to help the numbers throughout the season, but
Right.
That doesn't mean you're not seeing the ball better.
Exactly.
Well, you finished last year in the month of August with a .293 average. Hopefully we get that this season as well.
I'm telling you, sounds good, man.
All right, you have a good night, and thank you very much for joining the Bees Case Bank Community Credit Union pregame show.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll send it back to News Radio 1490 KBUR and KBUR.com.